Greetings, my friends. This is Maerlande. I am going to start off the new series. This game is for the Lernean Hydra game on Lucid server. And the concept of the game was there's, if I remember correctly, 12 players, 12 nations. Each nation has a 2-player team running the nation. So each turn, hopefully, you're both opening the turn, looking at the turn. There's been a few complications, but you can see here right off the bat, as is very common on Lucid server, these are the mods we're using. Improved casting by Lucid. The omniscience mod, because there's actually going to be some people making a joint video for watching over the whole game. And if you've watched the tournament series over on Lucid's channel, you'll be familiar with how that works, where Lucid and I use the omniscience mod to watch the tournament finals. We've got Lucid's thematic gem generator, the rebirth mod. I can't remember exactly what the rebirth mod does. We could take a look at that, but ask me in chat or drop in a note if you need some more information on that. So the improved casting is Lucid's efforts to reduce the amount of times that after your script is finished that your magi do stupid things. And then the thematic gem generator is to sort of broaden the options for temporary gem generators during battle, because it's to reduce the issues with micro and to simplify the issues of using gem baiting in tactics. And then worthy heroes, everybody likes worthy heroes. It's just fun. So I'm going to start off with, let's take a look when we did our design for this game. Now, it was actually my partner, Vincent R., and later on we'll do some joint videos with him. My partner helped me out, and he built the pretender, so the name of our pretender is not this one here, but this is the identical pretender. So you can see that we made a decision to go imprisoned. Pretty darn excellent scales. And a rainbow bless, all of which was not incarnate. We went larger with the concept that with good sized lances, maybe we'll get a repel bless, so basically a repel, so you add some attack skill. Blood Surge withering weapons was a concept to help us perhaps, make anybody trying to rush us hurt badly. I'm not gonna try to do any spoilers, so we'll just show. Now, I did have a little trouble because of the nature of this game. I was not always the one submitting the turn, so I haven't saved every turn. But you could see, design choices, because it's a rainbow. We thought, given the huge cost of vans, probably we won't be able to make 5 every turn anyways. So 5 should be enough for that. Order was obvious for lots of gold. We didn't need a lot of production, so we sort of did some figuring and found this was enough. We went with cold, and it's kind of a blatant choice for a generally cold nation. A little bit of growth for money, luck just neutral, and then magic scales, because our magi are fairly expensive with Volvus, Galderman, and Van Jarls. If we could kind of back up here. Is there anything else really to talk about this? Magic weapons, that's always a good choice. And then, you can see the pass. So we kind of picked just enough for those critical blesses. If we had dropped to Death 3, for example, and dropped the Withering, would have given us a little more scales and some other bless, but none of the other death blesses are stunningly good. Blood Surge is always a very fine bless. But let's just back out here, take a little bit of a look at the nation. So I didn't say this is, I should have said, this is for Midgard. So you can see Midgard's got, solid stuff. You get the Van Herse, allows you to bless, it's inexpensive. Air 1 is not good for a lot, but you could use this as a lightweight, inexpensive thub, but predominantly we were thinking we'll make these first to lead our first groups of vans. And then, of course, you've got the classic Van Jarl. And this is always an excellent unit. We've got a chance of blood economy, a relatively small one, not just the Van Jarls. And I'm not sure, people who know how elfing works or how you play elves, they're very familiar with this unit, and we've obviously seen a ton of this action in the tournament series with Vanheim, middle age. This is a late age game. Of course, and there's Galderman, which are very fine. Not sacred. They're a very tough, for a human mage, they're very tough because of the second form. And then some excellent options for random magic, so you're going to want a lot of them. But you also want to not sort of ignore the vulva, because this gives you solid astral. And with small amounts of communion or supporting Sabbaths, you can get up to Light of the Northern Star and anti-magic and all that good stuff. So they're good, and Fortune Teller helps as well. And then troops wise, well, this is kind of the core. Obviously we're going to be using as many vans as we can use. Glamour, Sacred, 2 attacks plus a javelin. So they're always very solid. People are familiar with skin shifters. We're not sure we're going to get to using very many of them just due to cost, and chances are we probably will grab Einheirs instead as a backup because of the Ginsu knife capability of double attack guys with Berserk. Having a guy here who regenerates is excellent, except it's only a regeneration of a couple points, and I'm not entirely sold on skin shifters. And your rest of your stuff is pretty basic. I tend to find, the spear javelin guys, if you just need some front wall, inexpensive, low resources. They're generic medium javelin infantry, more or less same as everybody else has. And they come in 2 flavors. And then as far as gems, we get air and earth. So, obviously playing with air, that's air elementals, that's owl quills, that's other forging, that's storm. That's kind of one of your cores. A little bit of earth gems, well, obviously you want to have some Galderman, and hope you get the nice earth 2 along the way at some point. You're not going to get very many of those, if ever. I could do the probability, but I'll leave you guys to do the probability calculations yourself. Well, off the top, the first earth will be getting earth 1 is a 1 in 4, so you get lots of those. But the chance to get earth 2, pretty slim. Still, every Galderman is useful, because every single one of them can cast earth elementals or earth magic or lightning bolt or later on bigger stuff. The odd blood one might be able to Sabbath in if that's appropriate. So I think we've kind of covered the basic of the game, or the basic of the nation. I'm no expert on elves. I almost never play elf nations, either the druidic ones like Eru and Tirnanog, or any of the Heims. Vincent, my partner, is quite experienced. He's very fond of them. So this is going to be a fairly short video. I just wanted to get the first few turns up. The current turn is turn 34, and I think it's not going to give anybody any great spoilers if I show turns 3 and 5, because sadly I didn't record, or I didn't archive turn 1 and 2. So here we are in turn 3. You can see we're expanding. Nothing too stunning. This is the start army. It's just Huskarls. It's the Axe Boys. So that's the basic start army, and they do fine. Now here they go. Off they go. We'll speed it up. And script, I think, is very straightforward. Vincent and I both had a little bit different views on scripting, so we alternated a bit. But see here, we forgot to have them throw their javelins, which I think wasn't as strong as it could have been. But no major problems. Losses were very minimal. And that's even including, what is this? We got a little wizard here. Oh, we didn't get this eye shield. Isn't that a bummer? Wonder if he gets away. It's funny, attacking into invisible air magi wizards. Oh, this guy's not Oh, I think he gets away. Yeah, he does get away. Bummer. Would have been nice to catch that eye shield. It would have been really nice. So, I mean, we lost 3. So this Start Army's got lots more potential. Back at home, we kind of decided we would play a bit conservative. Some people expand with, say, 5 bands. I think that's a little risky, and I've seen that happen, so we went for 7 to 8 before we started expanding. So you can see here we're buying 4 more. Now we get 3 commander points a turn, so the question is, for now, we're just going with hearses due to the cost. If we do van Jarls, then we can't afford vans. Volvas are the next cheapest, and we know we want some. So that's our recruitment. We're not buying, we're out of resources. So until we get a little more cap circle, we can't sort of stuff our formations with more javelin or medium infantry. And you can see we're going to try to make a grab to push our expansion a little farther. Here we've got some heavy infantry. Our starting scout went out this way, so we're going to leave that one for a little while. And we got some Hoborgs down here, so that's interesting and has some potential. And so far we don't see any neighbors. We got thrones here, here, here. This is a map nuke game with symmetrical throne placement. So you pretty much know you're going to have 4 thrones within 3 of your capital. And being a map nuke, there's some definite movement challenges, like here's an impassable mountain. Here's a winter pass, and because we've gone cold, we're not going to be doing too well there. Here's a river, so that's a better option for us. Some bridges. So just glancing over the expansion, I'll have to see what happens when I open the next turn because I'm just going off memory. But clearly we're gonna grab this one. Definitely want to try to grab this forest. Nothing. There's a few heavies and some lights, and crossbows are a bit of a challenge for vans. So it's nice if you can have a screen of something with a little bit of something with some shields to do the screening part. And looking around, I think we've kind of covered everything I feel like covering here for turn 3. Gems, we're just stocking up. We've got nothing much happening. We'll cover research. So first off, we thought, well, we should grab some construction, just for the basic stuff in case we need to thug. We've got the gems. Everything else, small air elementals, nothing too stunning. So we're shooting towards going for the big ones. Now, obviously, I tend to shift my research. I don't set hard and fast rules. Depending on how the game state progresses, we might shift that around. And one of the things we're hoping for is to luck out and get some, once we start a second forward, get some Galdermen, we'll start up a small blood economy just so we have the basics. So we want to get to sanguine dosing rods. And that's about it for the moment. So there's turn 3. So we'll do turn 5. Because, like I said, I didn't always save every turn. And that's okay. This is just kind of a starting overview. So here we are in turn 5. So we got our construction. So that's just our level 1. And research is, nothing too stunning. But it's definitely picking up. That's not too shabby. We did grab the forest here. You can see we're pushing out. We talked to Calum, so we had some diplomacy and some pleasant discussions. Actually, I should take that back. To the best of my memory, we did not talk to Calum, but we did talk to Arcocephali. And the thing here is he grabbed these mercs. So let's take a look. So I don't want to muck with the war shambler, the shipwreckers, which are darn dangerous. So we kind of agreed he's going to go here because he wants to grab the pond. So we went this way, which pushes us towards Calum. Calum, with his high speed flying spire horns, is sort of putting a fair bit of pressure on us. So we wanted to try to secure sort of one border down over here, made agreements. This would be ours eventually. Nobody wanted to debate over capital circle provinces this early. And Sadly, I didn't save turn 4, but we bounced, our start army bounced over here on 37 against just some archers and junk. It almost won, but sometimes you have that little bit of the random number generator just gets you. And that's what happened here. If I remember correctly, there was a stray arrow hit the commander and everybody ran away. So that didn't go so well. We got an extra scout because this is a scout province, and that's always lovely. I'm quite a big fan of getting scouts. Now here you can see we brought back the prophet and the little bit of the handful of dudes that survived. So we had a few more vans. We lost one, so even 8, there's still a chance of some losses. Let's just have a look at why. Oh, it looks like our vans are not all going to get blessed. Oh no, we've got the prophet. That's right. Normally I wouldn't have the vans this far forward because they're going to run away before the vanhers can get blessing on them. But that's not exactly a problem because we're going to have divine blessing pop up here. So we should see that. Here it comes. So there were, interesting enough, the crossbows, we'll see if they shoot at the bait squad. I think we didn't maybe have the bait squad far enough forward. And no, the crossbows shoot at the vans. So you can see the withering hit. Not that that's all that important on ordinary human-sized guys. The damage of withering is fairly slow. It's decay, so that's a hit point around. And let's see if we're getting some repel. The guy hit, missed. The crossbow hit him for 5. Another crossbow hit him for 5. So, as was brought up to me, and I suppose I kind of knew this, glamour isn't hugely effective against crossbows. Crossbows tend to bust the glamour pretty easily. And once the glamour is busted, or the mirror image in effect, now you're pretty vulnerable. So this guy took a weekend. He's probably the one that dies. If we see here, we might see this guy getting any repels. Heavy infantry hit. Interesting. Repel value. Light lance versus defense value of 27. So we're not getting maybe as many repels as we hoped. And perhaps that was a flaw, the idea of a repel build. I thought it was a good idea, but like I said, I'm no expert. This guy's got his blood surge up. Useful thing. So, then the stats start pumping way up. If we look here, where's the attack skill? Attack. That's not telling us. Here we are. So blood surge 3, attack from the bless. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Now since that guy surged, let's look. Is he getting repels? There's a repel. No damage. And then we get into the crossbows. So, I'm not sure that we were right on the money with this script. It was successful. We sort of fine-tuned over time, and you'll see this in later videos where we get a little bit better. I think, in hindsight, probably we should have had that bait squad well up front. Pull the vans back farther, have them on hold attack rear, and just let that bait squad die. Because we didn't get they don't route as quickly as we might have hoped. And that's quite a few commanders. Anyways, that was successful, so we're going to keep pushing. And back here at home, let's have a look, see what are we recruiting. So we're grabbing a few, just with spare resources and spare gold, we're grabbing a few javelin guys. I grabbed the spear guys. I'm sort of open to the debate on whether or not axe guys are better than spear guys. Axe guys hit a little harder. The attack's about the same, but they do more damage. But, less repel. So, although whether or not you're going to get any repel, because the stats are very generic. But the whole point of these guys is they've got a shield, got a little bit of protection, moderate. So they've got a chance of surviving a few crossbow shots and use them as a bait squad. Now we did run quite low on money, so we're just doing a Volva because we've got enough Banhurst for now. We definitely want to get ourselves to the point where we're maxing out our recruitment of vans. And of course, with 5 holy points, anytime you recruit a Banhurst or a Van Jarl, you lose 1 van. And off we go. You can see PD. I'm kind of doing my standard thing. Both of us agreed we'd toss in the 6. People probably know how that works, but if at some point in time you have questions on that, feel free to ask. And I think that kind of sums up. You can see we're saving gems. Nothing much happening here yet. The other, I should have mentioned, the other thing here in construction 2 is we could start doing owl quills. Alright, anything else I want to talk about? This is going to be a relatively short video. I just wanted to put this one together and get started showing off. The publishing of these is not going to be very quick, and obviously if I want to do consistent publishing at that 30 turns behind, which is my feeling of how I want to go about this, we're only going to be releasing these every few days. Otherwise they'll be really short with only a single turn. So the next one will probably be about 5 more days. I'll try to put this one up early on today. So thanks for watching, and keep your eyes open. If this is of interest to you, you can go to the game channel on Lucid's Discord. I'll put up some links for Lucid's Discord. I'll put up some links mentioning where you can find the game channel. My understanding is almost all the players are going to record their own, and then let's just have a look-see and see if I did it. I did not send a message to Omni. We can't see Omni. The Omniscience has automatic scouts in every province and could see all the battles. What it cannot see is assassinations. And if you've watched the tournament series, you'll be familiar with that. So the Omniscient guys kind of rely on us remembering the players, remembering to send them some messages, just explaining our thinking, perhaps our strategic goals. And it's my understanding that Omniscience is going to start posting up the first episodes in about 10 more days, something like that. Currently we're still following a 1 turn a day with a little bit of short extensions, so things are progressing quite quickly, and the game is currently on turn 34. That's it. Okay, thanks for watching. Keep your eyes peeled for more. Bye guys.